Hi everybody, Msfs here. So, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Main content on the channel has been the career series, but I'm starting to see that there's not a lot of hope in anything terribly intriguing happening there. And most of the work I've done in Flight Sim before has been different series, different tours, and different things in my virtual airlines. But the problem with that in 2024 is we're still waiting for any of the major planes to come forward. So things like the PMDG series and so forth are not yet available. So I can't really do those here in 2024. I still have to keep those in 2020. Which is fine, but then those are 2020 videos. So I've been kind of trying to figure out, can I do something in 2024 that is less, less arcadey, I guess. Because all these other things, the Challenge League, the World Photographer, I think even the activities and things, they're kind of like little one-off things that are probably more built for someone who is just looking for achievements, kind of like the career mode is as well. And what I've come up with is I'm working on something in FS Hub, and I think I've mentioned this before, that I have been part of something called Firefly Air, which is Two-Tone Murphy's VA in the community. And the nice thing with that is, it's a little less formal the way it is in FS Hub. I don't have to fly certain planes. I mean, you do to some degree, but I can pick things that I can do in FS 2024. So what I am working on is, if I go over here to Firefly Air, they have, in essence, a competition. And as you can see, this league has been running from October 10th of 2024. So it is spanning now, coming up to, in about 2 or 3 weeks, 4 months since this started. What they do is basically they get to about 3 million points in total across all the flights, and we're coming up on 2.7 million at this point. So we're about 10% away from finally completing this version of the league. The way these work is, in any of these leagues, this is the top one, and then you've got really 1 through 4, and then everybody else is thrown into what's called the SCOTA conference. And so I know the text is really small, but Mature Simmer is me right there. If I highlight that, it's a little bit bigger. And so the top 3 in any group move up. So I've been hard at work since October, pounding things away to try to put myself in a good spot. And I'm hopeful that I'm okay. And so I track every flight I can and use it here in Firefly Air. And so in some cases, I get very few experience, but in others, if I do something within Firefly Air, which are kind of what they have as their tours, their achievements, and so you can see I was awarded this achievement, and I earned 338 XP for this flight from Nantes to Ampuria Brava, I think is what that is. So we'll say it again a little quicker. Ampuria Brava. I believe that is where we are at. So that is the last flight in this achievement that I'm working on. So if I go here, this is the 3TM, which stands for 3-Tone Murphy, probably because he's got the additional tone of the sunburn, I guess. The Sunburn Relief Scramble. And so I have finished 3 legs. We are here on the final leg. And at the end of the leg, we're going to get 500 XP for completing this achievement. So we're going to do this 199 nautical mile flight from LEAP to LFMN, or Lima Foxtrot Mike November, But I am also going to do this as a test to try to use some of the tools that I've been using in FS 2020. I'm really having a hard time saying these things. And that would include, say, intentions for my air traffic, which I know does work because I've used it in other things. But I'm also going to try to use self-loading cargo here, even though this is going to be just a Cessna flight. So probably not going to get a great score on it, but it's more the test to just see what I can do. So we're going to go into free flight here. And the one thing that's also occurring, unfortunately, in FS 2024 is we still cannot import flight planes into Cessnas. So that feature in the avionics is not working. So that is unfortunate. Not real thrilled about that. But if we go down here, let's see what options we have. So we've got some ramps. We've got a ramp there. And that's about it. And then there's a few little fuel boxes here and there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put myself there, because I'm going to need to be at some sort of a gate. And this is a really short runway, so I am really hoping I can take off from here. It was hard landing here, 2,600 feet, but you know, we'll be able to come down here and just give ourselves a little bit more distance, and that should hopefully help. But the last thing I'm going to pull you over is this is the flight plan I've come up with in Navigraph. So just going to be kind of a direct flight here. We're then going to take this arrival of Abla 7 into Nice, and then we're going to have to come over and join ILS Yankee onto runway 4 right. So that will extend the distance a little bit, but that is what I am going to go try and do here. All right, we're going to make it a little bit in the morning, and we're going to try to get in here to parking 12. So looks like we've got a little village around, a little bit of a river coming in from the Mediterranean, I believe there. And there we are. So we are ready to fly. Let's see. Why will this not do things for me here? I'm not sure that this is going to work. Let's see. So let's get all these things removed. So we got the cover. We'll then take the tie downs off. Probably have one on the other side. No, it looks like we're okay there. Just make sure. Do I have anything else? I think we're all set. And yeah, the paint job on this Cessna, not so great. It kind of does that crazy flicker. But that should get us in. I think we're okay. I hope. Let's just make sure. Yes, we're closed up. Just making sure there's nothing else on the outside of the plane. So I think we're all set. And ready to go. So we're going to get ourselves set up in self-loading cargo. And we'll see if we can make this work. So I think I need to get the parking brake turned on. I'm going to get my plane going. We're going to get the battery on. We're going to get avionics on. We're going to get ourselves beacon, nav.
Bravo Airways requesting ATC. ATIS.
Alright.
Can you give me the ATIS frequency? Bravo Airways.
Scandinavian 1123, ID's information is not available on this frequency. Please contact the appropriate ID's frequency for the latest information.
Alright, why am I not able to do this? Okay, so I probably need center, I imagine. So 128.85, is that what I've got in my radio? Let's see, tuner, yep. Alright, so now if I go to the flight plan, I want Lima, Echo, Alpha, Papa. And again, because we can't get this in, we're going to have to key it. Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, November. Here we go. We're going to execute. We're going to set our cruise altitude to what? 28,000, but we're going west, so now we're going to set it to 27. Because that would be when we're going east. And then we have legs, we have departure. So we are going to take off from runway 35. And then we are going to arrive again at Alba 7. ILS right with MUS 1 transition. Not quite sure if I have to do anything. I think the position just takes a little bit of time to get set here. Alright, we're going to get the pitot heat on. We're going to get our emergency lights armed. That should get us there. We're going to set ourselves to 27,000 feet. And we'll see what we get. Alright, let's see. Now, who do I think I am? Oh, I'm still November 19 or 1 Mike Alpha. Okay. Ampuria Brava Center, November 19 or 1 Mike Alpha, requesting IFR to Nice. So hopefully that'll all work.
T-Bomb 1 Mike Alpha, information is correct, clear to Nice. After departure, fly radar vectors to Marseille, Provence, then as filed, initial climb 4000, departure on 128.85, squawk 1557, release for departure. Clearance void, if not off by 09er59er Zulu, time now 09er44.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. How are you?
Hi there, I'm very well, thanks.
Great. We're just getting ready for departure, but if you need anything else, just give me a call.
Southwest 912.
Thank you.
No problem.
Marseille Control, fly radar vectors Mike Romeo Mike, then as filed, initial climb 4000, departure on 128.85, squawk 1557, November 1901 Mike Alpha. Alright, so let me go here. 1557.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. I've spoken to security, and I'm told they'll be ready to send the passengers down to us in a few minutes.
Okay. Feel free to start boarding whenever they're ready to come on board. Let us know once you've started.
No problem.
Alright, and I need to get the seatbelt lights on. Where are they? I forget. There they are. Alright, so we should have the seatbelts on. Probably getting ground.
Pronto, copy.
Go ahead.
Captain, microphone check, please.
You're loud and clear, 5 over 5.
Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading.
Roger!
I get very excited. If you've not seen me use self-loading cargo, yeah, that voice is a bit entertaining. So anyway, so we've got legs. So now, let's see. So Ablak is where I want to get to. And then we want to go next. We don't want any vectors. We want to just get sent to that location. Alright, when am I gonna be ready with my position? I don't understand. I don't think I have to do anything, but I might. I honestly didn't think I needed to. So, let's see. Position initialization. Oh, okay. Maybe I do. Alright. Alright, and then we've got performance. We've got takeoff. So we need to get some info in there, which I don't have anything. So that's not going to help. So that's disappointing. Alright, so we should have some stuff there. We'll get flight director, nav, get yaw damper on. But yeah, I don't have any information. And we are ready to go when we can get going. So we're going to set the flaps to 15. And we are going to pop these open. And we are going to, I think, start our engines. So this isn't terribly long, so I should be okay.
Delta 246, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climbing to flight level 320, Delta 246.
Should be all set there.
Ryanair 2325, contact. Girona approach on 120.905.
Get N2 up to like 10%.
120.905, Ryanair 2325.
And so again, the Cessna
Air
within,
France 1854, contact Barcelona control on
why can I not
134.68.
get the cover there? Come on. There we go. Alright, so we're covered there. We'll get our taxi on, but it's nice and sunny out here today, so we're not going to do anything crazy. The car's kind of in the way, but luckily we'll just ignore that. Because that's just kind of how it rolls here. Alright. So, are they boarding? Are they not? Do I have to do something with GSX? I don't know that I can. I've not tried that either. Doesn't look very good. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's running. So aircraft loading is in 3 minutes. Passenger boarding should be now. Oh, 6 are checked in, but they're not on board. So let's see. Let's call the intercom. Are they waiting for us to get stairs or something?
Hello, Captain.
Let's see.
How's it going?
Well, that doesn't help.
Thanks a lot.
Alright, so we're going to do instant boarding.
Hi, Captain.
Would you mind waving your magic wand and getting the passengers on board straight away?
No problem.
Alright. So there they are. Alright, so we're all set.
Pronto, Captain.
Go ahead.
Now I can't. I don't want to go with GSX because I can't use the GSX menu. It's like requiring me to do it. But yeah, because I've started the engines and stuff, I think I'm unable. Well, this is not working well. Alright, and it might just be the plane, because like I can't stop this now. Alright, let's see. No door open. How do I... See, I want to change the pushback, but I don't know that I can. So I think we're going to have to bite the bullet, and we're just going to exit self-loading cargo. So sorry about that, folks. That ain't gonna work.
Clear direct to waypoint Bravo Romeo India.
But I'm not gonna play that game.
Bravo Romeo India Alaska 709.
Alright, so we are gonna start pulling away here. And we are gonna get ourselves airborne and at least use everything else we've got. Come on. Luckily we can just go through things, because that's the only real way to do this. With the way it doesn't control everything, so a little bit of realism break, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, so we will get this here. Whoop. Alright, let's go down here. There's runway 35. Again, we're gonna go way down to the end. And we'll turn around so that we get as much runway as we can. And that should work just fine. And then we'll get ourselves off here. So I am running auto FPS, which is doing some weird crap here, I'll tell you that. It's actually not running. Wow. I've never had that problem. So I am surprised. I did start it before I started the sim, so it should be working. Alright, well, either way, it's a little bit jumpy, so... Alright, so I've got departure, and I'm released for departure. Clearance is void if I'm not off, but I should be set. So at this point, we are going to just smack the engines up and spin ourselves up, and now we're going to go. And hopefully then we can get to speed pretty quickly on this really short runway, and we can then become airborne, and everything is marvelous. Look at that. Alright. So I think we're gonna get called soon. I don't want to climb too fast. Alright, so we're all set. We're gonna autopilot. And we're going to vertical speed. Actually, we're going to do flight level.
Identified over Ampuria Brava airfield at 800 feet, heading 337 QNH at 1013. Turn right heading 060, vectors to Marseille Provence. Then on navigation.
Turn right heading 060, vectors to Mike Romeo Mike, then on navigation, November 1 Mike Alpha.
American 467, maintain 250 knots.
Maintaining 250 knots. American 467.
So, I'm going to...
Barcelona Control at 125.73, Airbus 152.
T1 TBM 1 Mike Alpha. Contact Barcelona Control on 125.675.
Barcelona Control 125.675. Now, did it change? Right. Barcelona Control, November 1 Mike Alpha, 6,000 feet.
TBM 191 Mike Alpha, Barcelona Control, identified. Hola.
Hola. All right. So we've got 121 nautical miles, but we're trying to get up there. So at this point, we are up here. You know, took off from around there, I think. Remember where we were at. But again, definitely a much beautiful...
Alpha, Barcelona Control. Climb flight level 270.
Climb flight level 270, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so at this point we want landing lights. Well, we actually don't need them on now at this height. Doesn't matter given my self-loading cargo isn't working, but that's alright. Really surprised the auto FPS isn't working. Normally that connects just fine, but somehow this time it did not. Because we can get some really nice stuff here otherwise. So we're cutting across. There is land straight ahead of us. We're just too far away to see it. We're all kind of along Spain, and then obviously we'll get to France at some point. Not sure. It doesn't really tell me that. But yeah, Nice is... Unless I'm nuts, Nice is in France. So... But yeah, I just wanted to get something I could do and share with folks in FS 2024. Unfortunately, it's just, yeah, they don't have great hair. Like, it looks like it's really painfully pulled back from her head there.
TBM 1 Mike Alpha. Contact Marseille Control on 128.85.
Marseille Control 128.85, 1 Mike Alpha. Marseille Control 1 Mike Alpha, flight level 20, climbing to flight level 270.
TBM 191 Mike Alpha, Marseille Control identified. Bonavesprada.
I have no idea what Bonavesprada means.
Climb immediately to flight level 340.
But,
immediately to flight level 340.
it means
American
something.
350.
How about that? But,
Air France 069er, Marseille Control identified. Good evening.
so we're climbing pretty nicely here. Again, leaving the coast of Spain, making pretty much a direct flight. We're not going super
TBM
fast.
191 Mike Alpha, Marseille Control. Climb flight level 280.
Requesting flight level 270, 1 Mike Alpha.
TBM 1 Mike Alpha, climb bow flight level 270.
Climb flight level 270, 1 Mike Alpha. Because, yeah, heading in the direction I am, I should not be going at an even level, but that's because my sim brief got filed wrong, so sim brief screwed that up. I don't know how, but it did. But yeah, so I do some of these Firefly Air things just because, again, like the faster we all get done, the faster then potentially we get promoted. And then I'm really looking to stay within the fourth, you know, kind of the fourth level. I don't really necessarily want to move up, because if you end up in the bottom 3, then you drop back down, you know, but I shouldn't have to fly too much. So we'll see what I do and how much I do with Firefly Air at that point. I mean, I could still fly things and so forth, but it just depends how active other people are. So basically I want to stay between 4th and 9th, because there's only 12 in each level there, versus in the Skoda group, I think it's just unlimited as to how many people there are. And so I happen to be in here right about when we started on October 10th, and I really worked really hard the first 2 or 3 weeks and like pounded like 20,000 of those 37,000 points out very quickly, and that helped move things along. All right, so now that we're done climbing, we're speeding up a lot, and so that
1
will
Mike
help.
Alpha, expect the board 7 Romeo arrival, anticipate descent in about 15 minutes.
What? All right. Expect border 7 arrival. Descent in 15 minutes. 1 Mike Alpha. All right, let me take a look here. Where's border 7? Is it sending me to the wrong thing? It probably is. Marcel Control. Request landing 04 right.
T-Boom 1 Mike Alpha, clear for ILS approach runway 04 right at Nice. Contact Nice Tower on 122.38 when established.
Cleared for ILS approach 04 right at Nice. Contact Tower 122.38. 1 Mike Alpha. To back off so we don't overspeed. Alright, so now I can just kind of go in the way I want. Yeah, because I didn't adjust my Simbrief flight. That's the problem. So I've kind of messed up.
5260 and ident Bonanza 632 Alpha Bravo.
Messed it up a little bit, but that's okay.
123 Marseille Control, good afternoon.
Alright, so now we're, what, 84?
Dynasty 123, pass your message.
84, but we're moving at 286. I'll speed up a little bit. But yeah, now we'll be cranking along, so that's good. You can see the coast. So now we are high enough. You can kind of see it wrapping around out there. I'm sure we'll see it better here. So you can see all the way back to where we left, and all the way around, and now we're high enough that we got visibility there. I think we'll end up over the water again at one point, but for a while we're going to basically kind of curve around is the path that we have programmed. Alright, and so now I want to do VNav. I want to set this down at some point. Let's like look at our flight plan and our legs. So we need to be below 16,000 at Amphu, which is a ways away. Where am I going to end up? So 4,000. So we got to be above. But yeah, I can put myself down to 4 and then let it do other things on the way. Oops. Didn't mean to hit that. Sorry about that. I should be on standard. Silly me. Alright, and we are Q09 or 9 or 9er. Wow. Really? So, that is what we got when we're going to come back down. But let's look at the range. Alright, there's our top of descent. So about 50 miles away. Right now it's telling me I'm about 143 away from the airport. But, yeah, so I am a little... I don't know, I mean, we can fly, we can do things. It's not like we can't use Flight Simulator 2024, but I'd like to be able to do a lot of what, you know, is fully available, and really switch from 2020 and use this, but we're just not quite there yet, so. Alright, but now we're 299. It looks like 10:16 is when we'll be there. We are... I don't know what our current time is. I'm not sure, honestly, where I see that in a Cessna. I've never looked for it, so oh well. Alright, we are still like 60 miles from the coast, but it almost looks like we're ready to just cross right over, doesn't it? It's crazy. But now you can see a little better out of the nose. Alright. Well, I think those are the Alps over there.
126.45.
Switching to 126.45, United 771.
Vueling 2563, Marseille Control identified. Good afternoon.
Marseille Control, Fu 6340, flight level 330.
Fu 6340, Marseille Control identified. Good morning.
Now let's see, where am I? 122. Alright. Center 1 Mike Alpha. Let's see.
Cibum 1 Mike Alpha, cleared for ILS approach runway 04 right at Nice. Contact nice tower on 122.38 when established.
No, it's just giving me the same. Contact Nice Tower 122.38. 1 Mike Alpha. Just I'm so far away I can't do it yet, but I feel like I have nothing else, so it's disappointing. So yeah, a little bit more work that I need to get everything right, but you know, my goal here is to make the flight, get some stuff done, get myself probably 700 or 800 experience, which will be nice, get me closer to 38,000. Give me about a 15,000 spread, and we'll see when the group kind of generates 300,000 more XP across everybody. But there's some people who do a lot of things and can fly a lot of different things. You know, and there's longer legs and longer things I can do. I just don't do them that often now because they're like overnight flights and things like that where you can do like 4,000 nautical miles and make like 1,500 XP, so I've done some of that. But it's nice to get the achievements because it gives you like little badges on Firefly Air and stuff like that. But alright, now I do see France on the Navigraph chart. So yeah, we actually, I mean, we went into international waters, but we kind of crossed the corner of France and Spain. I just was expecting the dividing line to be somewhere different, but it was not. But yeah, we're getting real close to being out of international waters, so that'll be happening pretty soon here. Not really going to be able to tell exactly when, but yeah, I think those are the Alps out there. Not sure, but that would make sense. you know, but we're looking into Italy, basically, so maybe a little bit of Switzerland, not sure. I think that would be in that direction. Alright, so just gotta be careful, because yeah, we're gonna hit the top of descent soon. So I'm probably gonna crank this down 1. There we go. So now we can see, and then we'll be able to see the locations a little bit. And again, we're going to Ablak, which is about 30 miles away, but we'll be descending.
FedEx 687, heavy descend and maintain flight level 260.
And
Descending to
Ablak,
flight level
we need...
260, FedEx 687 heavy.
Yeah, it looks like we need to be below 20,000 at Ablak. So we'll see once it collects us up, and then it should give us the top of descent. Like, this should start blinking, I think. Or no, maybe it won't do it on that. That's alright. Yeah, the other thing I might want to take a look at, I don't know if I can do my TBM 850 in here. So I want to do my VFR series again. I haven't done that in forever. And I was kind of hoping that things could happen, but it just didn't. Alright, we're going to pull the engines down because we're going to start descending. And that is going to speed us up a bit, so... But I want to be below 250 at some point. We are under 100 nautical miles from the airport, but again, we're going to do a bit of bobbing and weaving is probably being a little dramatic, but we will be moving around a bit. Yeah, you can kind of see the curve on the main PFD, so... Alright, which I guess that would be the MFD. I think technically this is the PFD, the primary flight display. But 13 nautical miles, and then we'll be very quick to the next waypoint. And again, we got to be below 16,000 for AMFU, 12,000 for Typic, and at Typic we've got to be at 250. So, like now I'm in pretty good shape here, so I'll speed up a tiny bit, or well, I put the throttle up a bit. It might not speed up much, but we'll see. If we can maintain, that would be good, because then at least we'll keep running. Alright, so getting over land here. And again, we're not getting as nice a graphic as we could, because we're not getting the dynamic level of detail set that we would with MSFPS. So, like I said, it is a little disappointing there that it's not handling that, but it is what it is. Half tempted. I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna see. I may regret this, because it theoretically could cause a problem. It could crash or something, but we'll see what it does. Hopefully it won't. Alright, it's sim connected, which it wasn't doing, and then it should do the session, and then it'll start to do some things. And that would be nice. Alright, so there we go. So now it is starting. And now it thinks I've got, you know, it's telling me I'm doing 68 frames per second. And what it can do then is, see, and you can already see how much cleaner things look.
Speed to 230 knots for sequencing.
Flowing to 230 knots, United
So,
567.
and the nice thing then is it will adjust as we get closer to the ground and avoid really poor, really poor frame.
To flight level 100.
Let me change to
Twitter
IFR.
1953, Marseille control identified.
So that'll adjust some things, because I had VFR, and I don't really need that, but... Alright, so let's see. Looks about the same, but yeah, I changed some of the things. Cloud level is still set to high, it will adjust that. Now we're down to 50 frames a second, which is still fine. Yeah, now it's back up to 66. But yeah, we made our first turn. We've got less than 10 nautical miles to the first point, but again, we're below 20. I'm gonna speed up a little bit if I can. I think the issue is we are descending less now that we've gotten down. So that's part of what's going on there. But yes, we are speeding up a bit now. Because yeah, we just need to get to 16,000, and you know, and you can see it's locked in there. So 16, and then it'll go to 12, and then it'll go to 8 and 4, and then again, being on ILS, hopefully I can lock my way in and get a good glide path and all of that, and make this a pretty easy peasy flight. That's obviously the goal. But getting a little closer to the ground. See, the terrain level of detail is now at 200. And so, you know, we can see the trees, and now it dropped to like 130 because we're slowing down the frames, so it backs off that level of detail to keep the frame rate up. So it's trying to keep us right around 60. Alright, now we got what? Less than 20. Alright, we're now below the level, so that'll drop us a good amount. Now it'll flatten us out because of that, because we want to be below 16, but we don't have to do anything really insane there. Basically, with the QNH, we dropped a good amount according to that, so... But obviously we want the right altitude, or that would make things unpleasant. So, again, I think we're going to head kind of out here and then come in to Nice and land. And I believe that runway is certainly longer than 2,400 feet. I don't know for sure. Just about 60 nautical miles, so we've got a little ways
FedEx
to go.
389, heavy descend and maintain 12,000.
Descending to 12,000, FedEx 389 heavy.
So I really don't want to call Nice Tower until after MUS.
SME 76 Yankee, climb and maintain flight level 240.
But yeah, the problem is, like, now we are headed probably as quickly as we can to the airport. Now I need to back off a bit, because now we're at 250, and we do need to get down there. I don't know why that sound does that. Took clouds down to medium, is what Auto FPS is doing right now, because we're getting closer to the ground, so... And I think it's at the lowest terrain detail level right now to maintain a good frame rate. But that's the thing, I don't really need it at this frame rate. I could probably set it, you know, there we go. We'll set it at 40, and then it might change the terrain level of detail some. Let me see if it does that, or... There we go. Auto. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Alright. So it's also trying to get to 12 for typic. So I'm sure that's some of it, because now we're well below 16 here at Amphu, as we're coming up on that in 3 miles. Yeah, I'm not sure the best speed to go at here, but yeah, now it's still trying to target me. Maybe if I don't leave the plane, because now in theory it's at 200, so again we can start to see the trees and all that, but yeah, leaving the plane, things get a little bit more, you know, probably because we're seeing more, where a lot of the cockpit takes up the space here, and so...
TBM 1 Mike Alpha, contact nice approach on 134.475.
Contact Nice approach 134.475, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so let me go back here. Nice approach 1 Mike Alpha, descending to runway 04 right. It's probably not the best phraseology there.
TVM 191 Mike, Alpha, nice approach identified. Bon approach midi, expect the ILS Yankee runway. For right approach into Nice via Nera 1.
ILS Yankee runway 4 right via Nera 1, 1 Mike Alpha. Except I'm not going to Nera 1. I'm not going to change it now. So... Alright, so it's saying ILS Yankee runway 4 right via Nera 1 continuous cleared, but we're just going to continue. How about that? Because I am not changing stuff this close to the airport. I'm barely 40 miles away. Now, again, as we keep turning back to the south, heading back to the Mediterranean,
Piper 345,
we're going to
maintain present altitude traffic at your 9 o'clock, a Boeing 737.
we're going to make
altitude traffic in
some
sight.
challenges.
Piper 345, Charlie.
Glad it's not, well, I have clear skies set. I'm like, it's not a cloudy day, but that's because I didn't leave real weather. It might be a cloudy day over there. I don't know. I didn't want to make this too difficult, too challenging. I have to land at better than 700 feet per minute, so... Speaking of, I am going to get my landing rate monitor turned on. That'll give you a little bit more info. Suppose I could have put my overlay on. I forgot about trying that, but that's not in the sim. That's in OBS, so in theory it should have worked. Alright, so typic, we're going to obviously turn a little bit more to Mike Uniform Sierra, or MUS. Alright, so now we want to get the landing lights on. And we'll see as we get a little bit closer. Because, yeah, we're not closing as quickly, because right now the airport is really kind of through the pillar there. It's kind of where we'll be headed, but obviously it's going to bring us in to kind of line us up appropriately. But we're below 10,000 feet above ground level. But of course there's some hills around and this and that. But we're just below 10,000 feet, or coming up on that on the altimeter. So about 300 feet or so down below. But yeah, at this point, yeah, it's somewhere there, I think. I don't think we quite get to the mountains with Nice, but we'll get close. So 6 miles, and then yeah, it's Sephora or Charlie Foxtrot Oscar Romeo Yankee. That is the start of the ILS approach. So we'll probably start getting established a little bit before that, but we'll see how it goes. 4 miles. I want to slow down a bit. But we will hit the point before we leave land. Just seeing if I can see anything. Not really. We're just kind of floating down. Now this should be... yeah, we should be at above 8,000, so... 2 miles, I mean, we will be above 8,000, but... I assume now that we're on Nice approach, like it'll tell us when to go to tower and so forth. Alright, so...
Southwest 521, contact tower 118.3.
Switching to 118.3, Southwest 521.
That is not us. But now we need to get down to, I think it was 6,000. So I assume it will.
Et on s'attend à l'approche ILS Yankee de la piste 4 gauche vers Nice via Msfs, Air France 204.
Wow.
Approche, bonsoir, Air France 204 actuellement au niveau de vol 160. Air France 204, hein. Nice approche, descendez au niveau de vol 120. Et on descend au niveau de vol 120.
I guess it doesn't always have to be English.
204.
I guess you can speak the language in the country.
Descendez au niveau de vol 120. Cybum 1 Mike Alpha, descend altitude 4000, cleared via Nera 1 for runway 4 right.
Descend altitude 4000, cleared via Nera 1 for runway 4 right, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so we're kind of doing it, but not quite what they think, because we're not really coming in with Nera, but...
Cybum 1 Mike Alpha, cleared for the ILS runway 4 right approach.
Cleared ILS runway 4 right approach, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so we've got a ways to go. We're just under 30 nautical miles away in a really slow turn here. A really light bank. But the beautiful coast of France. And then we will be lined up and we will go from there. I'm going to turn on approach. We'll see. I think it's still going to be a bit till it locks onto anything, but it might grab the localizer pretty soon. I don't know. I mean, we're still 7 miles away, so I'm just not sure it sends it out quite that far. I mean, we are seeing the... Oh, no, it did grab it. There you go. I think that's the airport there. But yeah, we're a little over, so we got to drift over, and then obviously it should hopefully grab the glide path at some point. But we're well below it right now.
120 Air France 204. Air France 204, descendez et maintenez.
04, I think,
Le niveau de vol 120.
20, but it's like 040, but 040, I think. But I don't know, it might be saying 4,000 to go down to 4,000 as well, like we are.
CVM 1 Mike Alpha, contact Nice Tower on 122.38.
Nice Tower 122.38, 1 Mike Alpha. Nice Tower 1 Mike Alpha on approach, runway 04 right. Alright, we just locked onto the glide slope.
TBM 191, Mike, Alpha, Nice Tower, continue approach, runway 4 right.
Continue approach, runway 4 right, 1 Mike Alpha.
130.8, Alpine 4854.
TBM 1 Mike Alpha, Roger, continue approach, runway 4 right.
Okay. Continue approach, runway 4 right, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so at this point we probably do want to open our flaps. Get our gear down soon. We're 15 miles away. Yeah, it's probably a little early on the flaps. I should have slowed down a little more. Okay, I'm thinking at this point we're not... I mean, we're clearly locked in, but... Alright, we're gonna lower the gear. So, got some interesting stuff down there. But a really, really nice approach here. It just doesn't seem like we're aligned. Hoping sometimes these ILS approaches are a little goofy, but I don't know if this comes in at a weird angle or what. Because it's interesting that this tells me 2900, but this is telling me above ground is 3200, so I mean I'm at what I should be. Technically it's 09 or it's 998, so it should be down a little bit more, but yeah, we can see it pretty well there. Coming up on 10 miles out. Right, we're gonna get the flaps all the way down. Increase the throttle, because we don't want to go below green dot if we can avoid that. Alright, I'm going a little too fast now.
T-Boom, 1 Mike Alpha, winds 285 at 5. Runway 4 right, clear to land. Caution bird activity.
Oh, lovely. Runway 4 right, clear to land. 1 Mike Alpha. I do not want to get waved off for bird activity. I think I will still land, but because it can do, say intentions can do stuff like that, where it can suddenly introduce stuff and am I lined up? I swear it looks like I'm off to the side. I just don't like it. It's only 5 knots. It's not like it's crazy wind or anything. Alright. Well, it's struggling a bit to give us the frame rate.
Beechcraft 9001 Bravo, maintain current heading traffic at your 12 o'clock.
I mean, we're still at 53. So it's not crazy bad, but it was getting down to like in the 40s. Yeah, I just really don't like where this is lining up. I mean, I think it'll get me nearby or close, but... And maybe that is how the ILS comes in here at Nice, because it's like kind of keeping you away from the coast a bit. I don't know. And the thing was, like, it wanted to bring me in the other way, which would seem like it would be more challenging coming in kind of over the hills, it doesn't look like there's as much water on that side to let yourself line up. Alright, so we are a little under 5 miles out. Getting down below 1,000 feet soon. Now they've kind of lined up. So... yeah, it's like the altimeter's way off. I mean, look at that. It's at 400 and... we are a lot closer than that, so... Alright, about 3 miles. Alright.
Autopilot.
I am gonna... I don't like where I am. Like, I'm not lined up. So I am gonna move over more. Alright, 500 was called out. It's kind of telling me I'm too low, but obviously it was bringing me down a certain way. Now I feel like I'm lined up, or better lined up. I'm not great. But yeah, maybe I'm coming in a little too low. Alright, let's... oh, there are the birds. Don't like where I'm at here, but it'll work. Ooh, I bounced. Didn't think I did that, but I did. Alright, either way, it was nice and light. Alright, so we can pull off here. Now it's telling me I'm below, a little below 30. It's got me at 28. Not quite sure why it's not letting me know I'm here.
Mooney 824 Foxtrot Delta cleared to land runway tree 2, caution wake turbulence. Cleared to land runway tree 2, Mooney 824 Foxtrot Delta.
Over to 130.93, Orange 32, good day. TBM 1 Mike Alpha, welcome to Nice. Contact ground on 121.705.
Contact ground 121.705. Alright, let's see. Nice ground, 1 Mike Alpha.
TBM 191 Mike. Alpha, Nice ground, roger. Continue taxi to parking.
Continue taxi to parking, 1 Mike Alpha. Alright, so now we've got our directions. So we'll see where it's sending us. I don't know where it's putting us. So we've got a United over there. I don't have, or maybe I'm on the server that has traffic. Like, I don't think I have traffic coming in. But, alright, definitely some challenges with the frame rate, but it's a bit of a busy airport, so that's okay. A330s. Not sure how far the GA air pad is, but we'll see where it's taking us. We'll go along to at least give that some fun stuff here. Alright, so I think it's then taking us up there and over. So I don't know if that's the tower there. Alright, so we gotta slow down a bit because we are gonna turn here. Alright, another fancy terminal. Alright, so it's just gonna park us right over here. Where's it putting us? Where that plane is? Alright, well, we're gonna park here because I can't go where he's going, so. Alright, but let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it said 31, so 131, so I should be good. But we will shut down. Get our flaps up. Hadn't done that. But that'll do it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was going to put us there, but obviously they're parked, so that doesn't really help.
Tornado 892 Tango Oscar pushback approved. Expect runway 30 for departure.
Pushback approved, expecting runway 30, Tornado 892 Tango Oscar.
Alright. So we are here. And more importantly, if I go back here, so what we can do is now we refresh, and we should see a check mark. So there we go. And now we will also be credited down here, there we are, as having participated in this and getting all of that information. So it takes a while for the board to update, but basically, you know, because we would have gotten what? Yeah, we're going to get 200 for the achievement plus mileage. So if I go to my logbook, so this is the last flight, that was the one we were looking at. I did a short one before in the career mode, so it counted that. Which you can see, so 721. So we got 500 and 200, and then we basically got 21 because it's like 1 experience point per 10 miles. So we got about 210. You can see 217 nautical miles was our distance. And so, you know, that's our logbook, but we haven't flown much in January. I mean, it's certainly not as busy, but, you know, if I go back, I mean, I've got hundreds of flights here. So, you know, 267 flights kind of shows you where I've been. These are all the countries I've been to, but that's the recent achievement. So before that, I had done dangerous approaches, Saba, and then the Boeing 777-300 ER Heavies short hop as well were my recent achievements. So pretty cool stuff. But at least this gives me something that I can share. And so I may bring more of these to the channel. Let me know. Let me know what you think, even though they're not really built into anything. They're just kind of random flights sometimes. But if I'm doing it for that and just getting a flight in, I can do that, and then you know, we'll just take a peek and see what we might be able to get into. But I'm just not sure what else to do with Flight Sim 2024 right now, because I can't do my normal type of things because the planes that I use for that are not present. So as always, if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like, or are not a subscriber, please consider that. And I will see you next time.